All right, boys and girls, we made it to Friday, and today is the last day of our context clues lessons. Today we're going to be talking about inference clues and example clues, so the last 2 pages that you received in those baggies. All right, let's look at inference clues first. All right, boys and girls, remember that when we make inferences, we're using both the text and our background knowledge, what we call our schema. So let's make some inferences today. Let's infer what each of these underlined words means. So we're going to write the meaning in the space below each of the underlined items. All right, number 1. Mike hit a rock as he was riding his bike to his grandma's house. When he arrived at her house, he was holding his elbow and sobbing. All right, so I can infer from number 1 that Mike hurt himself, okay? So he hit the rock, so I know he must have fallen over on his bike, and he was holding his elbow, and he must be holding it because he hurt himself, and he's sobbing. I think that probably sobbing means crying, because I know that when I hurt myself, if it hurts really bad, I am going to cry. So I believe sobbing means crying. Let's see. Yes, it does. Sobbing means crying. Now, boys and girls, your meanings for each of these words might not be worded exactly like mine are. That is okay, as long as it's the same general idea, okay? It doesn't have to be the exact same words. All right, now I want for you guys to hit pause on the video, and I want you to complete numbers 2 through 8 on your own. When you're done, hit play and check your answers with mine. All right, hit pause. All right, boys and girls, welcome back. If you hit play, that means that you completed the whole sheet on your own, and now you're ready to check your answers. All right, let's look at each one. Number 2, we're trying to infer what the meaning of flesh is, flesh of the apple. Okay, so it said Grandma removed the skin, seeds, and core and threw those parts away. She uses the flesh of the apple to make homemade applesauce. I can infer from that flesh must be the inside part of the apple that you eat. I know that in applesauce, I don't see seeds. I don't see like the hard part, the core. I don't see the apple skin. So I can infer that the flesh of the apple has to be the inside part that you actually eat. All right, your definition, your meaning, your inference for flesh might not be the exact same words I used. That is okay, boys and girls, as long as it's the same general idea. All right, for number 3, I inferred that forlorn must mean sad. Paige had a sad look on her face because the dance coach didn't pick her to be on the dance team. You're not going to feel happy or joyful if you weren't picked to be on the dance team, if you tried out. So forlorn must mean sad. Number 4, I said that wrapped must mean knocked, because it said the kids rapped on the door and waited. A few seconds later, a tall man dressed as a mummy opened the door. Well, I can infer this must be Halloween, because a man wouldn't just dress up as a mummy on a regular day, I don't think. He'd be kind of weird. So I can infer that it must be Halloween. And if they rapped on the door and waited and he came to the door, that means they knocked on the door. All right, number 5, I inferred that clash must mean don't match. So if you wear a lime green shirt with those dark green pants, you think they're going to clash. Well, they're obviously not going to match. They're not going to go together. All right, number 6, Mr. Carson hoped the meaning would be brief. He wanted to go home to mow the yard before it started to rain. I can infer that brief must mean short. He wants the meeting to get over with so that he can get home and mow his grass. All right, number 7, my dad fixed the tall bookcase to the wall. He didn't want it to fall over on any of the kids that my mom babysits. Now, ordinarily, when I hear the word fixed, I think of it as making something better, right? Like you're fixing something that's broken. That's not what it means here. The bookcase isn't broken. He fixed the tall bookcase to the wall because he didn't want it to fall over. Well, I can infer that must mean he attached the tall bookcase to the wall. He didn't want it to fall over, so he attached it. And number 8, I wish I had 1 or 2 siblings. Sometimes it gets boring at my house because I don't have anyone to play with. I can infer siblings must mean brothers or sisters, because if there's no one to play with at your house, you're probably an only child and it might get boring because you don't have anyone to play with. So siblings must mean brothers or sisters. All right, boys and girls, we're now ready to move on to our last worksheet with our context clues, and this is going to be focused on example clues. So you are to read each item, circle the example or examples that are provided for the underlined word, and then write the meaning of the underlined word. So we need to circle and write the meaning. So let's look at number 1 together. Hannah's parents are strict. Hannah can only watch 1 hour of TV a week, and she has a list of chores she has to do each day before she can play with her friends. We're trying to determine the meaning of the word strict, and we're looking for the examples in the sentence that help us determine that meaning. All right, try number 1 on your own. And let's look at it together now. All right, the examples in that sentence were that she watches TV, only 1 hour of TV a week, and she has chores she has to do each day before she can go play with her friends. Those are the examples. So then I can figure out that strict must mean stern. They are stern with her. Now, you might have used other words, like maybe you said that her parents are inflexible, because they're not going to change from that. They're saying you have to do this and this before you can do this. They're not being flexible, so they're being inflexible. You might have picked that as your word. There would be lots of different words that you could have written for the meaning of strict. All right, now this is the point in the video, and I want you to hit pause, and I want you to do the rest on your own. Remember, you're circling examples and writing the meaning of the word. All right, hit pause. All right, welcome back, boys and girls. If you hit play, that means that you've done the whole sheet by yourself and you're ready to check your answers. Let's look at number 2. Number 2, the kitten was frisky. The examples were she runs around the house and tackles feet and climbs up the curtains. So I decided that frisky must mean playful. Number 3, the examples of urban communities are Chicago, Denver, and Washington, D.C. Urban communities must mean cities. All right, for number 4, the examples of arts are paintings, songs, stories, and dances. I said arts are creative things. All right, for number 5, examples of needs are food, clothing, and shelter. I said needs must be things necessary to live. Oops, sorry. Number 6, examples of opinions are feelings, beliefs, or ideas. So I said an opinion must mean what someone thinks, which also is not a fact. All right, number 7, examples of quadrilaterals are squares and rectangles. So quadrilaterals must mean shapes with 4 sides. Number 8, examples of being frugal would be saving the leftover napkins and ketchup packets. Ooh, I do that too, boys and girls. Haha. So frugal must mean thrifty. Some people might say cheap, but I say thrifty. All right, boys and girls, that is the last of our context clues worksheets for this week. Next week, we will be moving on to something new. I hope that you guys have an awesome weekend. Get out and play outside with your family, play some fun board games, watch some good movies. But remember, you do not need to send us pictures of these worksheets. Just hold on to them until Mrs. McKay and I get to see you all again. We miss you very, very much, and we hope to see you very soon. All right, boys and girls, enjoy your weekend. Bye.